If you're interested in having a source of meat during hard times, or just want to enjoy delicious wild game, maybe some of these situations will apply to you, so make sure you stick around. Since we bought this slice of heaven 1 year ago, we have been thinking of all of the ways that we can use this land to our advantage, while at the same time improving the quality of life for the plants and animals as well. Being able to hunt and harvest meat off grid is super effective against the super rich elites and the governments trying to control what you eat. So I have done as much research as possible to do everything I can to attract wild game, especially white-tailed deer. With only 5 acres of what would be called open timber, I'm not going to be having animals like mature white-tailed bucks or even does using this property as a bedding area. But I can do things to give this property more structure, more depth, and that will get does to visit more often. And it'll make sure my property is on the list of places for a nice buck to stop by and check for does during the rut. This includes a variety of tactics, but mostly boils down to food, water, and cover. Food is going to be the number one reason that a deer will visit your land. And as far as deer nutrition goes, nothing is going to beat a food plot. So I've decided to dedicate a third of an acre to be planted. Here you can see that I have wheat, rye, oat, and crimson clover mix that I got from Hancock Seed here in Florida. It's not doing too shabby considering I still have low soil pH. Since I'm not the only person in this area that hunts, I need to provide everything that other people may be using and more. And this includes corn feeders, mineral sites, mock scrapes, and a watering hole. I chose this specific site as this is the lowest area on the property, since it's next to a 40-foot deep sinkhole on the preserve next door. This makes it almost impossible for a stray bullet to hit my neighbors, who are probably like 40 feet in elevation above where I'll be aiming. There's only one thing right now that's holding this food plot back, and that's the screening or cover. I ran into a problem when I started restoring this land to its former open park-like views. Deer mostly use thick wooded areas like along a creek or thick hardwood regeneration for daytime activity. And while I have seen deer moving through here in broad daylight, they seem to be understandably on guard and don't usually linger around long since they can't hide or feel comfortable. I had to come up with a way to give deer the bushy, shrubby habitat they prefer, and the Florida sand pine, or Pinus clausa, fills that role. It's drought resistant, fast growing, transplantable, and can easily be pruned into a Christmas tree or hedge. And it germinates readily and sprouts everywhere, so I can get them for free and in seemingly endless quantity. I decided to go with a 42-foot wide section along the entire west edge of the property, and we'll be planting roughly 1,000 sand pines in 6 to 7 rows in just that area alone. I'm also making the sand pines follow the north edge of the property to funnel them right into the food plot, which will also be surrounded by a tunnel system of sand pines, providing complete security. We have also planted sand pines around the house, the front yard, just to provide more privacy, and long term I'd like to surround the property with them completely. These trees are going to be a game changer for getting a buck to slip within range. Until they grow up, however, I'm going to be giving this Egyptian wheat from Hancock Seed a try. I've been doing a little hinge cutting with some live oak and the laurel oaks with mixed success to provide some more structure. The goal is to get horizontal and not vertical structure. I also have a bunch of turkey oaks that I cut down, regenerating back into shrubs, which will provide even more cover and screening. I give this property about 3 to 4 years and it's going to be a lot different. Another huge deciding factor in a successful hunt is stand access, so let's move on to the hunting stand setups. The first thing I did when we bought this property, before the house was even put in, was build this 6x6 tree box. I didn't do a whole lot of planning on deciding how and where to build it or put it, but it's pretty much on top of the food plot, so there's some very good views. You could say this is a bow box, but it will work for a rifle as well. I also wanted a box that would be super easy to get into for whenever a buck appears on camera. So I've made this platform for my roof to attach a pop-up hunting blind to. This gives me 20 feet of elevation without needing 4 poles, and all I gotta do is step out the front door, climb up a ladder, and I'm in position. I may build a box on the west side of the property one day for a day when the winds are blowing off the Atlantic, but for right now, all I can do is keep planting pines, providing food, water, and minerals, and finish burning the rest of the property this summer. I'm going to begin planting the spring-summer blend and turnips in March, and I have a lot of soil amending to do to help improve the quality of forage. I got a strong feeling being directly against this massive preserve is going to give me an advantage when a big roaming buck comes roaming through. With the food plot being completely surrounded by conifers, I'm sure it's going to feel very inviting here for the deer. That's all I have for y'all today. Let me know anything you'd like to see in a video or share with me in the comments below. Support us by hitting that like button and subscribe to catch future videos. Thanks for watching.